All right, so I became a full-time producer at 23 and made my first 100K while working a 9 to 5. And all of that thanks to something that I like to call the snowball rule. And in this video, I'm going to share that rule so that you can use it to become a full-time producer yourself without being stressed, failing, and eventually burning out, which happens to a lot of people. So here is the 100K, and it's been more since then. But the first is always special. So where I messed up, because this is really about me getting some things wrong when I was starting out. That's really what this is about. And when I was 19, I just quit school and I decided to lock in as a producer. I was ready, I was fresh out of school. I was thinking, okay, this is now that my life begins. It's time to lock in. I was watching a lot of Hustle Bro videos. I was ready. I was amped. And I thought that locking in was the same thing as just doing shit tons of work, random ass work, just doing everything, and then I would somehow magically blow up. And trust me when I say that I did the most. I started doing type beats. I started doing content. I tried doing memes. I was not very funny. I'm not a funny guy. Then I tried posting the same beats on SoundCloud, but I posted different beats on SoundCloud because it was supposed to cater to the SoundCloud algorithm. Then I tried to do some networking, and what else did I do? Yeah, it was those things, but I did a lot of it. And I tried to do all of these things while I was working a 9 to 5. Because I was of the really, in my head, I just believe that, okay, the more I do, the better. Because like more is more, right? Like if I do more things are gonna work. It's like, okay, if I do more type beats, then I can have a type beat channel that blows up. Or if I post on SoundCloud, maybe my SoundCloud blows up. Then if I do content on my social media and do like beat making videos, oh, that can also blow up. Like everything can just blow up. And networking too, same thing. But funny thing is, I went at this for 6 months, approximately 6 months, but I saw no results. And then when I saw no results, I started thinking, this doesn't work. Like these people in this YouTube video, they lied to me. Type beats don't work. It's saturated and outdated. It can't be done anymore. Meanwhile, there's like channels popping up every day, but no, they lied to me. It doesn't work. And the problem wasn't that they didn't work. Like all of them work, but I needed to get good to see results. And the problem is that while I was doing all of these different things, like type beats, content, SoundCloud, networking, while trying to make custom beats for the people I was networking with, while doing content, all while working a 9 to 5, I never got good because my attention, my focus was split between so many different things, and that led to me not developing skill. It's that simple. So me thinking that I was going to get better results by doing more essentially held me back and made it certain that I would not get any results. And by the way, if you want a copy of this Google Doc and to learn more about producing full-time, then I'm sharing it for free inside of my community, and there's going to be a link in the description where you can click in and join in on that. It's a lot of fun, a lot of cool people, and I think that you're really going to like it. Now back to the value. So that was my main problem. I was doing too many things, and because of that, I wasn't seeing any sort of results from it. And how I overcame it, I realized that it's not really about what I do, because I think there's a lot of focus on the method of doing things. It's like I actually had a conversation with a person the other day, and he mentioned that, like, he was like, oh, well, I can't DM. Like, I can't DM artists. It's like, okay, cool, no problem, but why? It's like, well, I've done it before and it doesn't work. It's like, there's a lot of people who DM artists and get placements and they get paid and they do that and they make a living out of it. Like I've done that. So then it's not about the method, it's about whether you're making the method work or not. It's like producing. You could say, I got Logic or FL Studio. I went on FL Studio. I tried producing and it didn't work. I made a trash beat. Like, it didn't work. FL Studio is broken. Music producing doesn't work. But it's not about that. It wasn't about what I do. It's about how well I do the things. So first thing was that I realized that. Now, the next thing that I started doing was that I accepted that I'm just a normal human being. And I can't do everything in 24 hours. I can't do everything. So I started focusing on what actually works. And then I started doing more of that. And the way that I figured out what works is I just looked at all of the activities that I was doing, like the Typebeat, content, the networking, the even the SoundCloud page, which I don't know why I did that, but I just looked at all those things and I realized that, okay, content is not bringing me any results. Typebeats, nothing right there is happening. SoundCloud, nothing is happening. But networking, okay, I actually have some people that I'm working with. Not big, but it's something. And that's when I realized, like, okay, that's probably what I should go all in on. Is that to say that Typebeats doesn't work? No, of course not. Like, they work. People make great careers out of that. It's just a matter of, I guess, what works for you and also which one you choose to pursue. Because I think it was last week or a couple of weeks ago in the community, I was talking about networking. Then somebody asked me, like, hey, does this mean like I can't do Typebeats? And it's like, sure you can. Of course you can. Just about what works. And there was another guy, he asked also in the community, like, hey, should I do beat tapes? And then it's like, I don't know. Try it, see what happens, and if it works, it works. Or if you do enough beat tapes, like, it might work. Like, if there's other people seeing success with something, that's like the number one thing. Like, if other people are seeing success with it, then that means it works. And then it's just a question about making it work for you. Like, can you make it work? And that's what I did. So I just looked at what was working for me, and then I started doing more of that. So basically just picking one lane and one strategy and going all in. What that lane and what that strategy is, that's completely up to you. I'm not gonna say what is right or wrong, because a lot of different things work, right? That's why we have all these different lanes. But the one that I noticed was actually working for me and actually bringing me results, that was networking and working one-on-one with artists, getting in the studio. That was actually somewhat working. So I started doing more of that. And I started finding more artists. And I started only focusing on that, only putting my attention to reaching out to people, making custom beats for them, because that can take a lot of time. So I shifted all of my attention towards doing only that one thing. And that is when I got the snowball effect, which is why I like to call this the snowball rule. Because basically what happens is that I took all of my time and attention, I put it into one thing, one or two things, but one lane and one strategy. I put all of my focus and attention on there. That makes it simple. And that means that I can put my time and attention there so that I can gain the skill and so that it can start snowballing. Because when I start doubling down on working with artists, what's going to happen? I'm going to work with one. And since I'm so focused on doing that, I'm going to start getting better at it. I'm going to give him better beats. I'm going to be making better songs. I'm going to start recording better. I'm going to start mixing better. Then he's going to get another artist because I'm doing such a great job, because I'm putting all of my focus in that. Then he's going to get another one. Then I work with that. Then that song gets released. I reach out to somebody, they see the song, they like it, they want to work with me. Then all of a sudden, turns out they know somebody, they know a manager that knows a bigger artist. Okay, cool. Now I'm in touch with the manager because I did a good job with his first one, and so on and so on. And so it starts to snowball. But imagine it as a literal snowball. Like if you take that shit and roll it, like if you constantly run between like 10 different snowballs and you try to roll them, it's going to be hard. It's not going to happen. None of them are ever going to grow into something big. Whereas if you just focus on this one snowball, if you roll it, roll it, roll it, something might actually happen with it. So that's what I did. I just cut out everything else and stayed consistent on one lane. And that can be hard to do. And it can be scary too, because you feel like, oh shit, what if I miss this opportunity? What if I miss this? What if I miss that? But the truth is, like, if you don't pick, or at least in my experience, if you don't pick, you're basically gonna lose out on all of that. And this is something I see a lot, where it's like, we think that we have to do everything. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not that good at stuff, but I can't. What worked for me was focusing in on one thing, and I've seen that work for most people, because what I've seen for most producers is that they do all of these different things and they're stressed out and they don't have the time in the day to barely cook up. And then it's like, oh, I gotta make this content, I gotta make this advanced fucking beat visualizer. And it's like, you could do that, or you could just focus on one. Sure, if you have a Typee channel and you decide like, okay, I want to make this work, I want to go all in on it, and you go all in on it, and you put all of your time and attention there to make it work, fantastic. But I don't think that doing it all at once is ever a good play. And it was holding me back a lot. And I've seen it hold back other people as well. So yeah, the breakthrough, the result of this was that I did build skill. And because of that, I did gain momentum. And I started growing faster because my energy was split in 10 different directions. And of course, that led to me making 9 top 50 records, which I don't have right here right now, but we can get them up. And of course, 120 million streams. Because that started happening when I started focusing on one single thing. And because of that, I was able to reach a full-time income and quit my 9 to 5 by actually doing what I love. So for you, if you're watching this, you can't do everything, but you can do the right thing and you can do it very well. So I would say what worked for me, again, this is just me sharing what worked for me, but focus on what's already working and double down on that. And then just do like consistency, consistent work, consistent input on one lane instead of being in 5 different ones. Just pick one path, stay with it for long enough, get good at it, do it the right way, and you're gonna get results. It's inevitable.